Hi, this is Lee with learningwithlee.com. We're going to make our calculator do something today. We're going to do that with JavaScript. So, like we link in a style sheet, we're going to link in our JavaScript. We're going to do it differently. We're not going to use a link tag. We're going to use a script tag. So we do it right here at the bottom, right before the body closes. So we want everything to load on the page before we load what it's going to do, because we can't do it unless the items are there on the page. So we have script, we have type is JavaScript, text, if I'm doing that right, or text / JavaScript, maybe the other way around. And then we're going to do source. Okay, so this is our link here, the source. So maybe you want to save this in resources like our CSS, but with a JS instead of CSS, a JS for JavaScript. And then we always, like we call it style.css, we're going to call this script.js is the file path. And we close, this isn't self-closing, we need to have a closing thing like that. Alright, here, let me show you. It's okay. Reason actual, so opposite text / JavaScript and source. Okay, so then we need to make a file for that. So you can add a new file. I've already done that. Save it where this file path is going to lead. So I started a file here and save it as in your project folder, right? So there's calculator, resources, created a JS directory, right? And then I called it script.js. Okay, and I put a few things here just to test it out. What it says is look at the document and get the element with the ID number 1. And when it's clicked, do this, function means do this, okay? Do this function, do this thing I'm going to tell you. And here's the function, what we call function. The thing it does, that's its function. So the thing that this does is, again, look on the document, the page, get the element by ID, screen, it's going to look for the screen, and it's going to write into the HTML the number 1. Okay, so in order to do this, our numbers don't have any distinguishing marks. Okay, it does not, your program does not know number 1 from number 9. They're all the same thing. It doesn't like just a number as an ID, so I suggest writing number 1, and then you do that for each of these, number 2, etc. We're going to want clear to do something, so I'm going to change this to ID clear and then leave the class number. Okay, we need to be identified. When we click on number 1, we need to identify that this is the number 1 that we're clicking. So let's go and see what that does. So this just changed color because our CSS had a class there, now it's an ID, so we'll have to fix that. We push 1 and then it writes 1 in here. Alright, so let's do a couple things. Let's copy and paste this and add in clear. So if we get the ID clear, we want screen to have nothing in it. So let's do that. And then we'll play with the CSS and you can add in the other numbers. So there's 1 and there's clear. So let's go play with the CSS a little bit here. Clear is now an ID. So we want to do that. And then we want to find screen. Right? So we want the font size bigger. Let's try 2. See what happens. And we want it, it's showing up in the top right, top left corner. So that doesn't look right. So we want to display flex. We're going to use that, right? It's great for positioning. We want to justify context flex end. It's going to put it start at the right side instead of starting all the way at the left. It's going to start all the way on the right. We want to align the items in the center of the screen. So let's try that. One. That looks nice and clear. Okay, so you can add the other numbers in there. You could add the operators. You could add those symbols in there, and then next time we will make them do something. We'll make them actually add. All right, good lesson. Play with that, finish it off, get the rest of the numbers in there so they all write, and the operators, and I'll see you next lesson.